Well, will you look at this? I'm doing the intro today. Max came up with a cunning plan, and he thought if he gave me the first word, he just might, get the last word. Anyway,
It'll never happen.
there are two reasons why we've flipped things around today and why specifically I've opened. First reason is Max has some really important, all joking aside, info that we want to share. And number two, is that it's all about me as usual. I've been banned from LinkedIn as a viewer claims that my last video was bullying and harassment. So I've been benched. I've been simbined.
Unjustifiably, I've got to add as well, because all Vaughan said is that it was a disgusting behaviour by a certain mayor to make certain comments, and to me, to be banished was that way anyway. Let's just let it be.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Max. So I guess that before we get on to Max, I have actually been asked to make an official apology. So, to all the wokey dokey, hokey pokey, thin-skinned, emotional creatures out there. So, here goes.
Oh, mate.
We better get on with the real stuff.
The hokey pokey wokey lot, yes.
Okay. Yeah, whatever it was. Okay, now that we've cleared the air and everybody feels so much better, let's cross over to Max. This week, Max has put out a bunch of webinars. Hundreds of small businesses have been through them, and the overarching topic was no jab, no job. This affects the 500,000 small businesses in the community who have to answer questions like, how do I manage staff who are not vaccinated? For a small business, this is both an HR issue and a health and safety issue. Not my area of expertise, not my lane. So, it's ignore this, and it could cost thousands. Not only for you, it could shut your business down, as well as a whole raft of other stuff. So on that cheerful note, on a Friday, Max, tell us more.
Thanks, Vaughan. And it was an hour to explain this through. There's some complexities in law about this, which I need to explain in detail. And I can. If another webinar, I will probably do that. But look, let me just get briefly what it's about. The Health and Safety at Work Act is very profound. It requires employers to have policy to protect its staff. If an unvaccinated person is deemed to be a risk to the workplace, then you've got to have a policy in regards to that. But wait, there's been an Employment Relations Authority decision which has already assessed an unvaccinated person as being a risk in the workplace. So Unfortunately, the law's working against employers here. You do need a policy. You need three things. Let me just run through that, Vaughan. Won't be ticked.
Oh, yeah, so it's all yours. Yep.
He's very good to me at this stage, but I know I'm going to regret this later. But
first off, my debts here, bro. All good.
The employers need to have a policy on unvaccinated people. 2, this is, by the way, I believe you'll be penalised by the WorkSafe if you don't have these things. You've got to have a safety assessment of the roles within your workplace. And if an unvaccinated person presents a risk in those roles, you've got to take adverse reaction, which I can explain later in more detail. And the third thing is consult. The obligation is for you to talk to your staff all the time, all the way through this. Consult with them about the policy, invite them to be part of the creation of the policy, and talk to them all the way through. Vaughan, that's a real short. There's a whole lot more information there, but
but hey, Max, it really made my ears prick up as a small business owner. On one hand, and this is, we're not here to criticize the government, but on one hand, this is another example of the lack of clarity and direction for small business owners at a time when they're desperate to get out of lockdown and breathe life back into their businesses. So to have this lumbered on their plate is actually a pain in the ass that they don't need, having to go into mediation with staff and things like that. However, I guess that what we're doing here, Max, is that small businesses have enough on their plate with that, but they're going to have to be proactive and front-footed, right? And review, particularly the health and safety protocols, because it's their staff, it's their clients, it's actually the future of their business. If this is serious, as I jokingly said, well, it wasn't a joke before coming on. This sort of stuff can land you in jail.
If there's an outbreak in your workplace, if there is, somebody could sue you if you haven't done those things, and that's have a policy. Have done a safety assessment of each role, and 3, consulted with the staff. So business owners, you're out there watching, you need to be diligent with it. And I can explain more if you need to.
Yeah, and so anybody, I've been in Max's 1 hour seminar, the webinar, fantastic. It's the best 1 hour you can do this week or wherever you're in lockdown. And I think I can't reiterate more being proactive about reviewing health and safety policy and where you stand, and effectively being match fit for a COVID world as a small business. Because to be frank, right, Max, failure to do so is putting staff, public, and the future of your company at risk.
It is. And look, the best thing about that webinar was a whole hour where Vaughan was gagged. He wasn't able to speak. And guess what? I got the last word as well. So there you go, Vaughan.
Well, yeah, Max, as I said to you, you could have the last word, but actually I've got to get the last word in.
Righto on that,
Okay,
folks. Let's say goodbye then.
Have a great weekend. Cheers, Max.